Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, perfect. Never know because people have headphones and stuff. So, thank you very much for joining this talk today. So this is going to be about how to raise equity capital through the Barclays Demo Directory. My name is Benjamin Storey. I'm one of the members of the Barclays Eagle Labs team, covering high growth entrepreneurs and Eagle Labs. I'm a corporate banker by background, so you can ask me anything about raising capital, connections to investors, Demo Directory platform, and my contact information is on there if you want it. Okay, so first question is, who are Barclays Eagle Labs? Now, just out of show of hands, who here has heard of Eagle Labs in the past? Okay, who has been to an Eagle Lab? Slightly less people. Okay, so Eagle Labs are one of the UK's largest networks of incubators and accelerators. We started back in 2016, converting old branch base at Barclays, and we've since then actually turned it into one of the, as I've already said, one of the UK's largest networks of incubators. We serve thousands of companies a year and help them ultimately to grow and to scale. Listed there are the 36 locations that we had back earlier in the year. We've actually going to nearly be at 45 by the end of the year. As you can see, we have quite a good national reach. What do we do? Well, it used to be about physical locations. It used to be about connecting local businesses to local investors, to local partners and local professional industries, professional services. But ultimately, now it's all about the proposition that we've built to support founders in different ways. So up there, I've got things like our industry platform that we have. We have our programs, such as our Funding Readiness Program, Global Connect Program, mentors and expertise with partners such as Codebase, with people like Cambridge Judge Business School. And then further on the right, things like our connectivity platform. So Demo Directory is one of them, connecting to investors. We have the corporate connectivity platform coming later next year as well. Anyway, so in dealing with such a large-scale audience of founders across the country, founders usually come and tell us the problems that they have to try and grow and scale their business. So the key problems that come to us are access to talent, access to markets, access to expertise, and ultimately access to capital. So we've built propositions in Eagle Labs to try and solve for those four key challenges. Okay, so the Demo Directory is actually serving to try and solve the access to capital problem. So, what is the problem that founders are telling us about access to capital? So, sorry, I'm trying to dual two screens, so if I'm getting this wrong, apologies. Founders need access to, they need access, engagement, and exposure to multiple investors. Okay, raising capital is hard. There's no two ways about it, and ultimately, there's no one same journey for you as there is for other founders as well. It's unique to you. So, if finding the right investors is a challenge, what can we be doing to try and solve for that? Other factors as well play an important role when you're trying to raise. So location could be a big factor. The sector that you're working could be a big factor as well, whether there's, somebody already got to market. So you really have to be mindful about some of the things that might cause you challenges in trying to connect with the right investors. So what do founders ordinarily do when they're trying to raise capital if they don't know local investors? Well, ordinarily, they'll research, they'll look for the right investors, look for investors who have invested maybe in competitors or even ones that invest in that sector, and then they'll scattergun. They'll send out multiple decks to multiple different investors, hoping to have those conversations. It's really, really time-consuming. So time-consuming, it's really inefficient for both the founder and the investor. Because investors, when they come and speak to us, they tell us these key challenges. They say, we don't like cold approaches. We receive too many decks to review them. So I was speaking to an investor a few months ago, and they're saying, we get 200 decks a week. We can't review 200 decks a week, so they might spend 30 seconds reviewing your deck. The quality of decks and the pitches are so inconsistent that they're never sure whether or not they're looking at something of quality or not. And also they say that they get so many applications for sectors that they're not prepared to invest in. So they may say they're a health tech investor, but ultimately people are just spamming them with inbox. So investors are also telling us that this whole market is really inefficient. So what do? We've built something called the Demo Directory. The Demo Directory is a platform, it's a discovery platform where a founder can create one demo and one elevator pitch that is shared to over 275 investors who have all opted in to receive this deal flow. They're global investors and they're active, which is the key thing. They're looking for deal flow, they're not looking to waste your time. Okay? Consists of 7 key elevator pitch questions, so things like tell us about your business, tell us about your team, tell us about the technology you're using, tell us about the opportunities in your market, what does good success look like in the future? These are the key questions that investors have told us they want to know the answers to when you are writing a pitch deck. So we're asking you to provide those. They're character limited, so that you've got to be concise, but ultimately it means that you're genuinely helping elevate a pitch towards that investor. Also, we've built the platform which enables investors to have the power to filter in and out. So they only see the companies, the founders, they're only interested in. So if they're a health tech investor, they're not going to see the agri-tech companies who have applied. They're not going to see the ones that are not in their sector. They're not going to see the size of the checks, which means it becomes more time efficient for investors as well. They are looking at only the investment deals that they're prepared to invest in. So the demo directory is aimed at very early stage founders. If you're looking to raise in the short and medium term. So if you're looking at companies that have already come through and demoed through the demo directory so far, we've had over 350 founders. The average raise or average request has been 1.38 million over that time. And we've had a real range of applications. So the smallest request we've had is for £30,000 for a POC, and the largest has been 18 million for a Series A. Purposefully, what we've made sure we've tailored the investors who have signed up are of those early stage investors as well. So we're looking at angels who have signed up, we've got a partnership with the UK BAA, we've got early stage VCs have all signing up. And again, those are all signing up because of they're actively looking for deal flow. We've actually done no marketing so far at all for this, and we've had over 275 investors sign up from scratch in the last 15 months, and 350 founders who have found us through web search or through our network. And the key point here at the bottom is it's entirely free for everyone. So there's lots of platforms out there already which will tell you they can get you in front of investors and you can do a demo. Ultimately, none of them are free. They either charge the investor or they charge the founder. We do this entirely free because we want everybody to be able to access the investor network that's around. How effective is it? How effective is it? So, as I said already, the email distribution of the demo directory has been live for the last 16 months. And since then, we've had over 350 founders, over 275 investors. We've been able to share over 91 live deals to the investors. And per some of the stats you'll see at the bottom, the efficacy rate has been quite good. So 48% of the companies who have gone on to demo live to investors have raised within 6 months. Not many VCs can tell you that they invest in 48% of the applications that they see. We've seen over £406 million worth of requests of capital coming through, and over 97.7 million of that has actually gone on to demo live. At the time of writing this, I say the average raise has been 1.38, and we've had over 30 editions with 91 live companies. Another part of the statistics that we track and measure is diversity. So we make sure that we help all founders. So as you can see, just looking at some of the statistics that we've been able to track in the applications we've had, over 52% of applicants have been from or have had an ethnic founder, over 35% have had a female founder, and over 55% are from outside those core investment regions of Oxford, Cambridge and London. So the map there, which Emma, my colleague, has kindly made us, shows you actually there's a lot of applications from well outside of just the Oxford, Cambridge, Golden Triangle. There's not so many from Scotland, so please do get your applications in. As you can see, we've got a few representations there, but there can always be more. So the question is, how do you apply? So, as I said, it's entirely free. You can use this QR code. I can see people using their phones already. You can use the QR code to go straight to the business application. There's a link there. You can go straight to the business application. You can web search, demo directory, we're the top search. To complete the form, it's relatively simple. As I said, there's 7 questions and some key characteristics, some key statistics that we'd be asking from you, such as your location, such as your team size, such as the amount of capital you're looking to raise. These are the things that we need to know to be able to put you through to the platform to get you to the right investors. But it's a very simple. I'd encourage anybody who has the time just to have a look at the platform, to have a look at the application process, and there's FAQs and questions on our website as well. So if you've got any questions there, you can check them out. Thank you very much for your time. Please do check out the website, go back to the QR code, and hopefully get some applications in. Thank you very much.